Hello everyone, I'm Leonardo, and in this demo video I'm going to show you a Google Analytics dashboard created in Power BI and explain some important web analytic metrics that appear here. As you may know, Google Analytics is a web analytic tool that tracks and reports website traffic, user behavior, and interactions to help business understand how visitors engage with their site. It is one of the most widely used web analytic tools globally. This dashboard imported data from the official Google Analytics API. And with it, you can recreate almost any chart or metric you can find in the reports offered by the platform. Either if you are using the free version or the paid version of Google Analytics 4, you can easily query your data with Power BI. To export your GA4 data to a visualization tool like Power BI does not only allow you to create highly customizable charts and metrics, but allow you to integrate your GA4 data with the rest of your business data, and in this way to have a broader picture of your business performance. Alright, so without further ado, let's start. The current version of the dashboard has 4 pages and they have been named as follows: Source, Marketing, Item, and Usage. You can access each of the pages through the page navigation menu in the lower left corner. I will leave the link of the dashboard in the description below so you can take a look at the dashboard and interact with it yourself. The first and default page of this dashboard is the Source Medium page. This page shows where your traffic comes from, which is crucial for evaluating marketing channel effectiveness. You can use this drop-down list to see your individual sources or the medium as the broader categories. The table below changes accordingly, showing you important metrics like the number of sessions, active users, purchases or conversions, conversion rate, revenue, and average order value. Note that here the sources has been anonymized to preserve the identity and privacy of the underlying business, because this dashboard shows real GA4 data. You can sort this table by any of the columns. And we can display any table or chart in the full mode by clicking on this small icon on the upper right corner of the visual. Also note that these dimensions used here have a session scope. The section of the dimensions and metrics in Google Analytics is a whole topic itself and is one of the most common pitfalls when rolling out a GA4 report. In this case, the traffic source is classified within the scope of the sessions triggered by the users. The bar chart above shows the metrics over the time. The slicer here allows you to control the date range, while the drop-down list here allows you to change the time granularity in the bar chart. This advanced feature is possible using the field parameter within the tool. This drop-down list sets the metric displayed on the bar chart, and on these cards here as well. These cards on the right side show the metrics for the specific device category used by your user when visiting your website, either the proportion or the absolute value. Notice how the dynamic formatting in Power BI shows the right format for each metric. The blue line displays last year's value for direct year-over-year comparison. You can also hover any bar to see the percentage of change. Here we can see how the number of initiated sessions in the business has fallen compared to the same period the previous year. Now let's move to the next page. The next page, the marketing page, is an important page to measure the effectiveness of your marketing campaigns. The table shows the marketing campaigns used by this business in this column, properly masked to preserve the business identity. For each campaign, the table shows the number of impressions, the clicks obtained, the click-through rate or CTR metric, the number of conversion or purchases, the money spent by the business in the campaigns, and the revenue obtained by them. With the cost of the campaigns and the revenue, we compute an important metric like the return on ad spend, or ROAS. We expect this value to be always above 100%, and ideally 400%. If we see this card here, we can see the ROAS of this business is not very good for the source platform Google Ads. However, this metric is greatly affected by the attribution model used to assign the revenue. This card here shows the cost per acquisition, or CPA, that measures the cost associated with each conversion. Ideally, this metric should be higher than the average order value, but again, this is affected by the attribution model. If we sum up all the paid sources platform, we can see how the ROAS rises to almost 400% and the CPA drops significantly below the average order value. In this page also, we have a bar chart with a line in the second axis to show the metrics over time. This drop-down list shows the metrics cost, clicks, impressions, and so on. We can adjust the time period with this slicer and change the time granularity with this drop-down list, as in the previous page. We move now to the item page. This page shows the business metrics at the item level to assess the item performance in your e-commerce business. Again, the item names are anonymized and their categories as well. Important metrics at the item level include the number of views, quantity of purchases, the revenue generated, discounts applied, among other possibilities. The buy to detail rate measures how well a product page converts visitors into buyers. It's an important metric that should put your business to work on the item pages with low rates. We have a limited time series here with only year granularity. Given the number of items offered by this business, to have the granularity would increase the size of the dataset exponentially, which is not required here for the demonstration purpose. However, it is perfectly possible to have the slicer and the drop-down list here as well. Last but not least, we have the usage page. This page offers some metrics associated with the website performance and the visitor behavior on it. Again, we have the number of sessions and active users, along with other important metrics like the bounce rate, average page views per session, the average session duration in seconds, the percentage of new users, and so on. The bounce rate, for example, is the percentage of sessions that were not engaged. And of course, the lower the better. We can see the bounce rate for this business is pretty good. However, we should examine if the engagement criteria is realistic for this business. We have also the data disaggregated by device category. If the metrics are significantly different between device categories, the business should wonder why. We have a funnel chart that shows approximately the proportion of users that go through the purchase process. The GA4 API does not provide user IDs, so this funnel chart only displays raw events counts. Nonetheless, it provides insight to optimize the purchase process. The amount of views per page shows what pages attract the most eyeballs in your website. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the short demo video and find the information here useful. The dashboard should help you to understand the state of your e-commerce business through some of the most popular metrics. You can definitely make better business decisions when using data to back them. This dashboard can be extended with more advanced analytics like first user interaction metrics, customer segmentation, forecasting, etc. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and feel free to reach out if you would like to implement something similar. Thank you for watching.